All right. Hello and good evening, everybody. It's Sunday. That means it's time for us to once again do yet another Rockzilla's Weekly Roundup podcast. Today it is Sunday, October 10th, 2021. But for this week's Weekly Roundup podcast, we're changing things up in a big way and in a good way. Today, I have a special guest with me and someone that I have not collaborated with in far too long. And on that note, I would like to welcome Nick from Windy City Hawkey. How you doing?
Doing all right. How are you?
I'm not too bad. Hopefully now that Nordic 97's got 1,000 subs pretty soon, I'm hoping that we're going to be able to celebrate 1,000 subs on your channel soon.
Yeah, I hope so. It seems like since Marc-Andre Fleury became a Chicago Blackhawk, a lot more subscribers have come in.
Oh, I'm not surprised. But you know what I find? I find that the more subscribers you get, it seems like that's when the algorithms of YouTube start to recognize that, hey, this person's got a bit of a following now. We'll recommend this channel to more people.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, because it seems like YouTube wants to promote bigger channels, it seems. So if the more subs you get, I find the more that YouTube wants to promote you.
Yeah, it seems like YouTube doesn't like the little men. They like the small guys. They like the big guys. That's about it. They don't care about the little men.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't. That would definitely be. I would be part of that group.
Yeah.
It's true, but it doesn't bother me. Well, Nick, why don't we start by talking about the NFL uniform matchups for the week?
Sure.
So before I get into this past Thursday's game between Seattle and the Rams, I want to quickly touch base on the Chargers-Raiders game from last Monday, because the Raiders wore their throwbacks and the Chargers ended up wearing their yellow pants with their powder blue jerseys, I think. What do you think of that combo for the Chargers? I think the powder blue with yellow pants is ugly.
Personally, I'm not a fan of yellow and blue as a color scheme, so I would say that would make it even more of an ugly option to go with.
That's fair. I mean, for me personally, I love royal blue and gold. Even navy blue and bright yellow look great together, in my opinion. But powder blue, it's two bright colors trying to clash with each other, I think.
Yeah.
But as for the Raiders, though, I think they should make those throwbacks their away jersey. Even though, as I say that, though, their regular away uniform looks great.
Yeah, I would say so. I've seen the throwback jersey in person. I think is a better jersey. Same with the New Orleans Saints. Their throwback's a lot nicer than their normal jersey. Seems like throwbacks are a lot nicer than normal jerseys.
Well, you know what I think that I think I understand why that's the case. In my opinion, I think what it is back in the day they just focused on making nice uniforms rather than, hey, how can we make a uniform that's just good enough to make money and then change it every 5 years.
Yeah,
because
it's a way to do it.
Yeah, I mean, even if you look back into the 1980s and stuff, you look at old NFL uniform matchups in games, all the uniforms looked so good.
Yeah, I would say so.
I miss that about the modern day NFL. I miss that about the NHL. I even miss that about the NBA and baseball.
Yeah.
But we'll jump to Thursday's game between the Rams and Seattle. So Seattle wore their neon green color rash, and the Rams wore those bone jerseys with blue pants and socks.
Yeah. The Rams honestly looked a lot better than the Seahawks.
Yeah. Well, you know, the truth is, Nick, I love those Seahawks jerseys. I just hate it when they wear jersey to toe neon green.
Didn't they wear navy at one point with that jersey?
Yeah, they've done it for the past couple of seasons.
I wonder why they went back full.
I think it's,
green.
You know what I think it is? I think it's because Seattle, up until this past Thursday, had never lost wearing all neon green.
Oh, okay.
So, but when they wear that jersey with navy pants and neon socks, that would be such a good looking uniform. I know the color's crazy, and I know most people would disagree with me, but I think the neon green's a really cool jersey color. It's just you have to do it the right way. You have to have contrasting pants and socks.
Looks like it's basically acid green.
Or nuclear radiation green.
Yeah.
So, I must say, though, I wouldn't be surprised if the Rams end up making their new third jersey, their away jersey, as early as next season.
Yeah.
Even though I think they took my favorite NFL uniform and ruined it, it's still way better than their away jersey and the best uniform they've got right now.
Yeah.
So we'll move on. Let's talk about the Jets and the Falcons. They wore those gradient red jerseys that looked like that remind me of my childhood as a Canucks fan.
Oh, well, those jerseys, the Atlanta forms as a whole, they do suck.
Oh.
The gradient one is not a good look.
No. They wore it with black pants and socks. I don't get what the Falcons were thinking. They tried to take basically what they're trying to do is they're trying to go retro without going retro and modernizing it, basically.
Yeah.
And it's not, if they wear the uniforms with the right combinations, they're okay. But even then, they're just not as good as the throwbacks.
And that was the game that played in London, wasn't it?
Yeah, but the Jets actually looked good. They wore green pants and white socks with their away jersey. I don't know why they don't always wear that combo or white pants and green socks.
Don't know.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the Jets' new uniforms, but I do like the lighter green.
Yeah.
It's nice that at least one team embraces being a little bit of a brighter green color.
I just don't understand why the Jets won't actually put a jet on their helmet. If they're called the Jets, you could actually make something very cool with that helmet if they did have a jet on it.
Yeah, no kidding. That's something I've been asking myself for ages. I'm baffled by it too. I really am. Well, I'll move on real quick to the Steelers and the Broncos. So the Broncos wore all white with blue socks, and the Steelers wore their regular home uniform.
Yeah.
I think... Oh, you go ahead.
It's basically a classic matchup. The Broncos haven't changed up their uniform since Elway, and the Steelers are basically been that same look for a long time.
Yeah, I will say, though, I agree with my subscriber, Sean. I think they should go back to their 70s uniforms and never change again.
Yeah. That was more of a blocky number, right?
Yeah, I don't like the italics.
Yeah, I could see why.
Yeah. I mean, their uniforms are still good. They're just not as good.
Yeah.
I'll move on. The Lions wore their white jersey, silver pants, light blue socks, and the Vikings wore purple with white pants and purple socks. In my opinion, that's always how the Lions should look.
It's a classic NFC North matchup. Battle of the two teams that are known for being pretty bad in the division.
Well, you know what? At least it would be nice if the Lions went back towards their early 90s uniforms, the last time the Lions were really relevant in the NFL.
Yeah. I could see where you're saying that.
Yeah. I mean, it was actually... I mean, I'm not a big lover of their current uniforms, to be honest. I think they're actually a bit of a downgrade over what they replaced, which I think might surprise some people, but... when they wear them with their silver pants, they're actually not bad.
Yeah.
But they could be a lot better. So I know you were saying about the Bengals that you're not a total lover of their new uniforms. They wore their black jersey, white pants, black socks, so they actually wore a decent uniform combo against the Packers aways, which they never change, thankfully.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the Bengals' new uniform set. I feel like they kind of took too much from the Chicago Bears and the number kit. They basically took a similar number kit and threw it on their new jersey, but updated the striping on it, which it does look better than what they were wearing, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? I think they could have done better, but I'm just happy they at least did something. It is better, though. I'll give them credit there.
Yeah.
The Dolphins wore their teal jersey with white pants, teal socks, their home uniform against Tampa Bay, in Tampa Bay wearing all white except for the socks. Both good look.
Here's what I have to say. Miami is a bunch of cowards. They need to go back to their original look.
I agree. I wouldn't mind if they took the original logo and slightly updated it a little bit, but they should. I agree. They should just go back to their original look. I don't know why they're waiting.
It seems like they wear their throwbacks more anyways. Why not just go full-time throwback?
Yeah. I guess they don't want to admit that their new corporate-looking logo is a disaster.
Yeah.
But I know one thing, as soon as the Buccaneers went back to their best look, they won a Super Bowl.
Yep.
And they got Tom Brady, too.
Yeah. And could have a chance to win another Super Bowl.
Well, it wouldn't surprise me. Oh,
Yeah.
Actually, speaking of head-scratchers, Nick, the Patriots wore their white jersey, navy pants, navy socks, against the Texans in navy with white pants, navy socks. You know, I don't get why the Patriots don't have silver pants anymore. It's so stupid.
Yeah, it's stupid, but personally, I was never a fan of the silver pants. I personally like the navy pants a lot more, and I think it complements the jersey a lot better.
Well, with their home jersey, I think they should have silver pants with them.
Okay.
Silver helmet, navy jersey, silver pants, navy socks. I think it'd be their jerseys are a big improvement in my opinion, but this constant monochrome navy takes away from it in my opinion.
Makes me wonder, though, if New England will go back to what they were known for, winning championships after 5 years, just because it looks like the Patriots are going to have a rough time for a good amount of time right now.
Yeah. I mean, I hope they don't, because I know they're their most iconic uniforms for obvious reasons, but I like their new ones. Their new jerseys are better. I like that they took their 2000s uniforms and they touched them up and kind of blended them with their old style uniforms.
Yeah.
It's just they need to have silver pants at home, in my opinion.
Yep.
But as for the Texans, I mean, I gotta be honest, I think they should almost wear red at home instead of navy all the time, just to help stand out. I like their red jersey a lot better than their navy, but I wish they would do something new. But obviously they'll never be able to use the Houston Oilers uniforms again.
No, they won't, because the Titans still own all that property.
Exactly. But it would be cool if they could wear powder blue again. They can't stop them from wearing powder blue.
Yeah.
Moving on, the Washingtons, well, the football team, they wore their burgundy tops, white pants, and burgundy socks.
Basically the classic matchup of the football team and the Saints. The Saints with their boring all-white uniform, and the football team actually having their red uniform, which looks a lot nicer than that all-white uniform the Saints do.
Yeah, I know. You know what, Nick? I gotta tell you, I don't get the Saints. They always insist on monochrome all the time. It's so stupid.
Yeah, it's dumb.
I mean, I understand that they they seem to think that fans want all white because of the Color Rush uniform. That's not it. What they want is they want those jerseys.
Yep.
I mean, the Saints look so much... Even their home and away jerseys, as much as they're boring and mediocre in my opinion, if they wear them with gold pants, the uniform overall is actually not bad.
Yeah.
But I just hope that when Washington eventually unveils their new name, I just hope they leave their jerseys and uniforms alone.
Yeah, they might do some updating with it, but who knows? Let's be honest, it is the NFL. They love their money, so it would not surprise me if they do a change.
Yeah, I think it's a shame in this case, though, because I understand the whole name controversy, but if you don't think about the name and you look at the uniforms, those are two of the best uniforms in football.
Yeah.
The Eagles did what the Saints did today. They wore all white against the Panthers, who wore black jerseys, black socks, and silver pants for a change.
So, here's what I say. Eagles uniforms have always kind of sucked, in my opinion. I'm not a fan of the dark green they use.
Me neither.
And why not wear, like, green pants with that jersey to give it some balance?
Yeah, I actually would like to see them maybe go back to Kelly Green at some point.
Yeah.
But I think the Panthers have some of the most underrated uniforms in the NFL.
I can agree with that. I personally like their light blue uniform more than their black jersey. I think the light blue jersey is just a little bit more unique to sports.
You know what pisses me off with the Panthers is when they constantly in recent years have been wearing the silver pants less and less. That should be maybe, in my opinion, maybe it should be the only pant that they wear at all times, because when it matches the helmet, any of their three jerseys look fantastic.
Yeah.
It's just when I see them wearing their light blue jersey with black pants, or the white jersey with light blue pants or black pants, it's just not the same.
Yeah.
So I'll move on again to the Titans and the Jaguars. They wore all teal today. I mean,
the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yes.
Of not knowing how to play football and not knowing how to make a good-looking uniform.
Yeah, I agree. You know, I got to ask you this since you're on here. One thing about Jacksonville, and I think a lot of people will disagree with me, because I know a lot of people love the Jaguars wearing teal, but I think they should get a new color scheme.
I like the teal for them, but yeah, I can agree with you. They could use an updated color scheme.
I think they should just blow it up and do something new, because, you know, I know they're in the opposite conference from the Miami Dolphins and they never play them basically, or very rare, but they have the same color, primary color, and they're in the same state.
Yeah.
You know, I think the Jaguars could do something really good that isn't black or teal.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm not sure what the color would be. I wouldn't advocate for red because of the Buccaneers, but they could come up with something.
Yeah. I can see where you're coming from.
Yeah, what do you think of those Titans uniforms? I think they're horrible.
They're unique. I would say they're unique. I like how the shoulders kind of are to form a sword, but that's about it.
Ugh. You know what? Their old uniforms, the jerseys weren't great, but everything else was good. All they needed to fix was the jerseys, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But Nike's going to be Nike. The NFL teams are going to be NFL teams. They're going to try and change whatever they can for money.
Yep.
So I know we were talking about this before we started filming, but the Bears wore their white uniform against the Raiders in their classic home blacks.
Yep.
I would say the best uniform matchup of the week.
Yeah, probably.
Another good one, though, a close contender was the Browns in white with brown pants against the Chargers in powdered blue and white pants and blue socks.
Yeah, that's a good matchup, but the Bears wearing their white jersey for the first time all season versus the Raiders in their black, it just looked like a great matchup. The light blue versus the white for the Browns and Chargers, that was a good matchup. I would agree on you with what you're saying.
Yeah, but I think the Bears and the Raiders, I would pick that as the best matchup of the week simply because I think both uniforms are better than the Browns' amazing uniforms and the Chargers' half-decent uniforms. They're good, but they're not great.
Yeah, I can understand where you're coming from.
But obviously,
I like the jerseys, but that's about it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's a matter of personal taste. But,
yeah.
The Giants, they wore blue tops, white pants, blue socks. The Giants, as much as their uniforms are not my favorite, even though they are throwback uniforms they threw back to about, 16 years ago or so, they always do look good on the field. And they played the Cowboys in their classic white uniform. It was a good matchup.
Still think the Giants are cowards for not going to their throwbacks full time. Their throwbacks from like the 80s to early 90s look.
I like those two because both of the jerseys and the uniforms had balance. They had red, white, and blue on all three jerseys. You didn't have...
there's one contrast with them.
Yeah. I mean, they're jerseys that they've been wearing since about 2005. That these are actually throwbacks to like the 50s or 60s. I mean, they're not bad uniforms, but what I don't like is that the home uniform is one look and the away uniform is completely free of blue.
Yeah,
that just throws me off. I mean, they could even if they made the numbers on their away jersey blue, it would make it a little bit better. But I think they should go back to the Color Rush jersey and its blue counterpart.
Yeah, I could understand what you're saying.
Hey, would you agree with me that the Cowboys should bring out a royal blue flip of their white jersey?
Yeah, I think they should, because have they ever had a royal blue jersey in their history?
As far as I know, that's what they used to wear back in the 60s and the 70s, and it was in about 1980, 1981 that they switched to navy blue.
Huh. I would say a royal blue would work better because most of their stuff is royal blue.
Well, their main uniform, the white jersey, what throws me off is their main uniform is heavy on royal blue, and then they have a secondary uniform that they don't wear anywhere near as often that's navy blue that has no royal.
Yeah.
I mean, if it would be I love their navy blue uniform when they wear it with silver pants. It's a great look, but you know what I'd like to see? I'd like to see them ditch the Color Rush, bring in a royal blue flip of their white jersey, and make the navy blue jersey an occasional third.
Okay.
I think that would look so good.
All right.
Oh, okay. I see that the Cardinals wore their black third jersey with white pants, and the Chargers were the Chargers. They wore their normal aways.
The 49ers.
I mean the 49ers. Yes, thank you. My bad.
Yeah. It's a matchup of two uniforms, in my opinion, that aren't the greatest look. I'm not a fan of the 49ers' current look. I think their throwback jersey they were wearing last year looks a lot better as a white jersey full time than their current one. And for the Cardinals, it's time to update their template. Get rid of the Reebok template.
Yeah, I totally agree. But, I gotta totally agree with you on the 49ers, too. There's something about the drop shadow numbers and the extra stripes on the sleeves, or the extra stripe on each sleeve, that really looks good.
Yeah.
The only thing, though, is if they do decide to go full throwback, I hope that they don't ditch the gold pants and they wear them more than the white pants.
It would not surprise me. I would think they would go with the gold pants because that's more traditional 49ers.
I mean, they've had so many legendary players wear the gold pants, whether it's Jerry Rice or Joe Montana.
Yep.
You know, I keep wanting to call him Tony Montana, but I keep telling myself, hey, we're talking about the quarterback, not Scarface. I have a bad habit of that. Whenever I think of Montana, I always think of Scarface and Tony Montana. Say hello to my little friend. Moving on, the Chiefs wore all red. I hate that look against the Bills in all white.
The Bills look better in all white than the Chiefs do in all red. That's all I have to say. I'm not a fan of all white uniforms, but the Bills have enough contrast in their uniforms that can work it out. But put some stripes on their socks, please.
Yeah, I got to agree with you there. But, you know, I like teams that wear white jerseys with white pants. It's just the only thing is you have to have contrasting socks. If you don't have it, it ruins the look.
This is a thing with Chicago I have noticed. A lot of Bear fans want them to bring back their white pants with their white jersey because they used to wear that in the 2000s with, like, Devin Hester and how they went on a run to Super Bowl. Surprisingly.
You know what, Nick? I got to be honest with you. I'd love to see the Bears wear the white pants with their white jersey once in a while. As long as they wear navy blue socks with that, I think it'd be nice to see once or twice a year.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want it all the time, but a little bit, if it's done right, would look great.
Yeah.
So the Colts are playing the Ravens tomorrow. The Ravens are wearing their black thirds with purple pants. I actually don't mind that combo.
Yeah, I still feel like the Ravens need to go with their purple jerseys more often than their black because the purple is a unique color for football, let's be honest.
Yeah. Well, I think purple has been their main jersey for basically their entire history, thankfully.
Yeah. I personally am not a fan of when they wear a black jersey. I think their purple one's a lot better.
Yeah, I agree with that. And the Colts, they're wearing their white jerseys. I assume it'll be white pants and blue socks because the Colts are one of those few teams left that have some decent taste in their uniforms.
Yeah.
So
it's a traditional look for the Colts.
Yeah, that's what I love about the Colts. They keep it simple.
Yep.
They keep it simple. We were going to talk about a couple other things. I know. ESPN and the NHL. I guess they make their debut this week.
This Tuesday with the defending two-time Stanley Cup champion Tampa Bay Lightning hanging their banner in their second game of the night with making their NHL debut, the Seattle Kraken.
Yeah, well, I hope that they have good commentators, at least for ESPN's NHL telecasts. I
don't know how I'm going to like ESPN because they've been known not to like hockey in a long time, but they're paying a lot of money. They have to like hockey now.
Yeah. Well, nobody's going to tune in if they don't. Well, that's not true. They'll tune in for the games.
Yeah.
But they won't stick around after.
Then TNT's making their official debut the following day with 2 games as well. The Chicago Blackhawks versus Colorado Avalanche for the second game on TNT, and the New York Rangers, I believe, are facing off against the Washington Capitals, but I may be wrong on that.
Huh. Are they also going to have games on TBS? I thought I heard TBS was another station that'll carry games now.
I don't believe so.
Huh. Okay, I'm probably wrong, but I thought I remember reading up that they were, but maybe I'm mixing them up with TNT.
Yeah, it might be.
Yeah. I gotta ask, what do you think of the Kraken name and their uniforms? Their home uniform's okay in my opinion, but I find that they're a little bit overrated, especially the away jersey. That ice blue on the white, I'm not a fan.
Here's what I have to say. I'm not a fan of the fact that they're called the Kraken. That's a stupid name.
I agree.
The jerseys, on the other hand, I like it, but the logos on those jerseys are, holy crap, they're massive.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
They're oversized.
Yeah, they are. I totally agree. I mean, I think the only thing the Kraken really did right, in my opinion, was their logo. I'm amazed that they're yet another team like the Wild with a bad name, but they've got a great logo.
I can disagree with that. I don't like the Wild logo at all. I think it's overrated. But
the overrated part, I do agree.
The Kraken, they have an overrated name, a good logo.
That I do agree with too. Yeah, and the Wild's uniforms though. I'm sick of them not matching. Like seriously, you telling me Minnesota can't have a matching home jersey that at least matches their away? Their away jersey is the only good jersey the Wild have ever had, in my opinion.
Yeah, I would say the Wild's best jersey was actually the Minnesota Wardmark jersey. In my opinion, that was their nicest look.
I could never get behind the Reebok Phantom shoulder yoke piping, though.
Yeah.
I mean, as a third jersey, though, it wasn't bad. For a third, it was definitely something interesting, more heritage-based for Minnesota, but I don't know. I'd like to see Minnesota do something with their home and away jerseys, like even if they switch to dark green and gold, like the Green Bay Packers, kind of to do something that's kind of embracing the North Stars history without being the North Stars, since we know they're not going to change.
Fun fact, I always thought their Wordmark jersey was more so their home jersey because it felt like they wore their third jersey more than that red home jersey.
They always wore.
It always made me think that was their home jersey because whenever the Blackhawks played the Wild, it seemed like the Wild wore the red jersey like twice in the Reebok era against the Hawks.
Yeah, and they always wore dark green in the playoffs before Adidas when they've. Yeah.
So it's an interesting matchup.
Yeah, I'll say. But I heard that the Wild were supposed to get a black third jersey. I actually would like to see them actually bring it out and show us what it would have looked like.
Yeah, but I think the reason why they never did, because it's a black jersey, I think they basically said, okay, let's not go too far from their color scheme.
Well, you know, it actually, you're going to laugh, but I think it would have been a bit of a subtle homage to the North Stars because they did end their time in Minnesota wearing black.
That is true.
But I'd like to see the Wild do something new. I mean, their Winter Classic uniforms are all right.
There's issues with it.
There are.
But I love the flipping elbow patches.
Yeah, that
a unique touch that I really enjoyed.
Yeah, I've gotten on that on the wagon that okay, yeah, this is actually not bad. The elbow pads, they've grown on me.
Yeah.
There was something else. So we talked about the NHL on ESPN. Oh yeah, the LA Kings. It turns out their new third jersey's leaked, and it's not too much different from their white throwback they've been wearing the past couple of seasons.
Yep. It would not surprise me if the third jersey for the Kings gets officially released sometime this week, just because it is the first week of the NHL season. Might as well get their jersey ready to release if this the leak was true.
I believe it is.
Yeah.
But you know, Nick, so we've got about 6 minutes left. That's all the storage I have on my old phone. That's something that sucks about using an older cell phone. But I gotta say, with the Los Angeles Kings, if this leak is true, it might just be one of the most pointless third jerseys I've ever seen.
Yep. I would agree with that statement.
I mean, I'm just baffled. Like, you know, why? Why switch the black and silver striping around? What's the point in doing that with their early 90s jerseys?
One word. Money.
Yeah. Well, it makes me wonder, though, Nick, if there's going to be more changes than just the striping.
Yeah, but let's be honest. Capitalism at its finest. The NHL wants to cash on any forms of money when it comes to jerseys.
Well, considering... Yeah, I mean, considering they just approved ads on their jerseys, which I still think is a big load of bull, you know what? Yeah, you're not wrong. But Nick, I don't know why the Kings, in my opinion, their silver third jersey they've just retired, supposedly. I actually think it's the best third jersey they've ever had. I thought it was a great look.
Yeah, I can understand where you're coming from.
I thought it was a nice change. Like, using a gray jersey, using an unconventional color, the striping was great. I've always enjoyed that uniform, and to now see them taking their white throwbacks, which I was ecstatic when they brought them back, but the thing is, now they're taking those and slightly altering the striping. Like, what the hell's the point in that? You know,
I like the gray jersey they had.
Yeah.
But I hated how they had their jersey matchups. It should not have been against white jerseys. That jersey was need to light gray to go up against a white jersey.
Oh, I agree. That's something else I've been I know I did a video about that in the past couple of years, but like, for example, if they're playing the Anaheim Ducks, why can't they wear their gray jersey against the Ducks' orange third, or play the Sharks in teal, or even their black third? Like, what the hell? It was so dumb.
And do you want to talk about the surprising news that came out from the NBA?
Yes. We've got 3 minutes left of storage space on my phone, so we got enough time to touch base on it, and I'm glad. I actually think it's fantastic that the Bulls are breaking away from the NBA's new uniform program and saying, okay, we're doing things our way.
Yeah, the Bulls will be going back to their whites as their full-time home jersey, and that was a pleasant surprise because the NBA is stupid when it comes to how they want to do their jerseys. They basically said, eat this, and they basically said, we're wearing our white jerseys full-time.
You know, I'm not a big basketball guy, as you know, but I will say this. I have always felt the Bulls had great jerseys.
Yeah.
Except for these special event ones that Nike and the NBA thought were great ideas. Oh, and I got to give a little bit of crap to Adidas, too, because they push stuff, too. But, you know, the Bulls should have their standard white and red jerseys and their standard black as a third. That's it.
Yeah.
You know, the Bulls are the Bulls. They had the greatest basketball player of all time, Michael Jordan, wear those uniforms. You don't mess with classics. You just don't.
Yep.
You know, and to see at least one team going back to having some type of traditional uniform system again is such a breath of fresh air, a much needed one in the NBA, in my opinion. And I just hope, and I'm very curious to see if this could lead to a bit of a collapse of the NBA's new uniform system. Do you think this could be the start of other teams following suit?
It probably will.
I hope so, because I know the Calgary Flames marketing guy was saying that, having multiple uniforms every year and changing things up is the future in marketing. But just because you can do something, in my opinion, and I've said it numerous times, as you know, doesn't mean, in my opinion, that you should. There's teams like Montreal, the Canadiens, and the Red Wings, the Blackhawks that have traditions, and I think those need to be respected and embraced.
Yep. I would agree.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly, even though Montreal's reverse retro was really nice, I did not like seeing Montreal wearing blue. I just felt it wasn't right.
Yeah.
If they wanted, they could have even done a red flip of their away jersey, and I think that would have been fine.
Yep.
I mean, it would have been a lot more boring. I know their jersey sales for that reverse retro were off the charts.
Yeah.
But... unless they bring it back as a third jersey for a season or two, which now that they've worn blue, I think they might as well. But, I think it's a shame.
Yeah, I can agree.
So anyways, it's been, we're 41 minutes in. I'm going to have to wrap it up because we're running out of storage space. But thank you for your time, Nick. I really appreciate it. It's been great doing a video with you for the first time in forever.
No problem. Anytime.
Well, Nick, and to all of you viewers out there, I hope you enjoyed this video. Until next time, take care, and as always, bye for now. And a big thanks to you, Nick, from Windy City Hockey, for joining in this week. And if you're a Hawks fan, go subscribe to his channel. I highly recommend it. All right, folks, take care, and as always, bye for now.